Swarna?
Yeah. A very good evening to all our attendees and viewers who are watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. A very warm welcome to our other Saga series. A quick recap for those of you who are new to Pick a Book. Pick a Book is all about reading and inculcating the habit of reading, research, and presenting the summary of it in our regular meeting sessions. Creating a better world by changing the sense of self through a habit of reading is the vision of Pick a Book. Uh, Pick a Book currently marked its inspiring presence in 4 countries: Sri Lanka, India, Singapore, and UK, with over 1,000 readers, 18 regions, and 70,000 people inspired through our sessions so far. Um, so Pickabook has come up with a new initiative, a brand of its own called Author Saga Series, wherein others can reach their readers and individuals with like-minded interests. Authors can also discuss the key insights of their books, and readers can have this wonderful opportunity to know more about the book from the author herself. So today we have with us Miss Neha, who authored this wonderful book called Eyes Shine and Heart Smiles. Welcome, Neha.
Hi, Swarna. Yeah,
And
thank you so much. Thank you,
Neha,
Swarna. Thank you for the
yeah, so
opportunity.
thank you so much. It's a pleasure to having you with us. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go to know more about Neha. Neha is a computer science engineer who lives in Bangalore. Growing up, she was inclined towards creative writing. Her journey started from writing her own created thought of the day, along with her name on the school notice board. She used to keep looking at her name and with smiling eyes. Now switching her career from IT background to her love of her life, writing. She is trying to make a beautiful world with all the smiling faces through her stories. So that's a wonderful thing to know about you, Neha. Pleasure having you with us tonight. First of all, from Pick a Book team and everybody who are watching us live today. Congratulations on this wonderful book, and we wish you a long way in writing. And Neha, are you an avid reader? Hello?
Yeah, Swarna. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Neha.
Yeah, there was a voice was breaking. Your voice was breaking.
What's it? Okay, so now can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your video is stuck. I mean, I can see you. I can't see your video.
Okay. Yeah, as long as I'm audible, it's still fine, I guess. Divya, is anything wrong with whom?
Yeah. Yeah, let's start. Yeah, Swarna, it's okay if your video is, yeah.
Okay.
If your video is not good, so we can start. I can see you now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Done. Yeah. Okay. Here
Yeah.
goes my first question to you, Neha. Are you an avid reader? And what's your take on reading? Do you think it helped you to make what you are today?
Honestly speaking, I'm not an avid reader, but this during this pandemic, I actually had this quest for reading these stories which can make you happy, and which eventually ended up in writing them. Actually, such a this it was such a difficult time for all of us. We had to thrive for happiness. We have to keep our inner self happy. So
Yeah.
I always was had this habit of this creative writing, but like during this time, I really wanted to read something which can make me happy. So I ended up writing and such stories, and yeah, and I really enjoy this. I used to enjoy when I was in engineering. I used to read this. Sudhamurthy stories, and which are very simple, and which are very meaningful at the same time. So not nowadays, no, I actually don't have time to read, but yeah, definitely before I used to enjoy the Sudhamurthy. I've read couple of books of Sudhamurthy. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah. Great. So how did this whole journey as an all writer start for you?
This whole journey actually it started way early in my childhood. I used to write my own created thought of the day on school notice board, and which I was very used to. I used to, it would make me very happy while I used to see my name this at the school notice board. I used to write the this thought of the day, and they created this creative thing was there in my subconscious mind, and I used to when there were grammar books, or there were this essays, there were passages, so I used to finish them in one go, so that thing remained in my subconscious mind. And then this corporate life kept me busy, and I took a break, and now here we am, with my book. So my journey was as a writer, it was very fruitful, because when I hold the book in my hand, it just it just like it felt great, because we all say that like books are your best friends, but especially when it's your own, so it gives it's a surreal feeling actually.
Yeah, it's a sense of pride
Yeah,
to hold
actually,
your own writing.
sense of achievement actually.
Yeah, true. Great. So, and this title is also very interesting, Neha. Like, I shine and heart smile. So, what inspired you to go with this title?
Actually, actually this is something I can call that these stories are the door to happiness, because the content inside are is like they are the feel good short stories. It brings a smile on your face when you read it. Like at the end of every story, you feel good about it. Every story has a feel good factor, and which eventually like I had to keep some title which justifies the stories, which justifies the content inside. So yeah, so like that's why I kept the eye shine and heart smile. Like whenever we are happy, it was just
Yeah.
like it just reflects on our eyes, and it reflects on our face. So yeah, so eyes are the mirror of your heart, so like that's why I just kept it like eyes shine and heart smile.
That's very interesting to know that. Seriously, because whenever we smile, even eyes also will smile along with that, along with
yeah i
our
mean
smile.
yeah, I mean, eyes are the mirror of anyone's heart. So yeah, that's why I kept it like eyes shine and heart smile. Actually,
Great.
every story inside is a door to happiness. Like it makes you happy. So that's why I just thought of that title.
Great. So it's totally justifiable for the kind of stories you have portrayed in the book. Okay,
Thank you.
when talking about more from this book, I have noticed that one thing in all the stories is that, which is quite apparent and applaud worthy, right? That the hero of majority of your stories is women. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
uh, why did you choose the women as a major role factor here?
Yeah, actually, we are the hero. We are hero in our life, and we were hero in our life. Actually, not hero. We can say that we are a heroine. Actually, we should be a heroine in our life. Whenever I talk to any of women folk around me, I always advise. I always convey my feelings like you should be a hero in our life. I mean, whatever we plunge, whatever we think about, like we achieve it. No matter come what matter. Like we achieve it, and what I have realized that while writing, I thought what I realized is that what you write is a reflection of your mind, and after every story, I thought, yeah. I mean, every story I had made the woman as a heroine, and like. and this actually inspired me to do this woman empowerment on a something next level, which I definitely will do will work for it in my this next project.
Okay, great. So as you said, women is always unique, and definitely,
Yeah,
I
if
would even say she's the hero of. I said that there is, no looking back, like in saying that she's the hero of a particular family for sure. Yes. So that's a great insight. And
actually
hmm
Actually,
yes,
if we
Neha.
know, yes, as a woman, I can say only this, that as a woman, if we know who we are,
Yeah,
if we know our capabilities, if we know our merits, we are halfway through it. We can just achieve anything, but we have to realize that
true.
where we lack and where we can we can just be at a par with any this male gender, or we can achieve anything. Just we have to realize our inner strength. That's what I
Exactly.
realized while writing the story, because while writing the stories, it has carved me, it has shaped my mind, it has given a new perspective, wider perspective in my life, which I really think that it was very important for me as a
Exactly.
person.
Yeah, yeah, true. As a woman, especially, as a woman, you have come to this stage thinking that, building your own confidence in your strength. So, you are an inspiration for a lot of people out there. So, definitely, as you rightly said, we need to understand what we are first. What strength we have. That needs to be uh, brought out first. So only then we can take a next step forward. So great. On that note, so when we think about a love story, so it's obvious fact that it could be between the humans. But in this book, you conceptualize the love story of pigeons. This is something unique, and why did you choose that? To portray the love story of two pigeons.
Actually, this conceptualization was there in my mind always, because it started like whenever I was staring at the window one day, and I looked at the pigeons, and I used to wonder like how these birds, how the animals, they profess their love to each other, how they, like we say that dog is a very faithful animal, they are more loving than any human species, but they wag
Hmm.
their tails when they have to emote, and anything like, how they, so I used to wonder how they used to these animals and birds, what is the emotion, what is the conversation, how do, like, we don't understand what is there in between, and we only just can see and watch themselves, but them. So yeah, I used to wonder that, and eventually I checked in the Google about the pigeons, like, and what I've got to know is that they have a very sharp memory, pigeons. That's why
Okay.
that's why in the early times, this Maharajas used to send pigeons to send messages, because like used to remember the roads and the paths, and
Hmm.
and like they remember the human faces also. That's why, like, yeah, so yeah, that's what I realized. And conceptualizing the love stories, like they are the messengers of love, we all know, like they at that time also, and we have so many filmy
Yeah.
songs based on it, like when we are sending some love message or any important message, we use vision. So like how the love story will blossom between them, how it would be between them. So I created a cute world of them. So yeah, that's how I thought of that idea actually.
That was a great idea indeed, Neha. That was true. We never thought of it this way, but yeah, that's true. Maybe the pigeons have a very good memory. That's the reason why,
Yeah, that they have.
they used to be. Huh? That's interesting to know that. So I've learned this new point today. So great. Mm. Okay, so does I mean you have in your story which says demeaning beautifully highlighted in one of your stories. Do you think body shaming destroys confidence? So what's your take on that?
Body shaming, definitely. I mean, the word itself, it's not good to hear. It definitely destroys your confidence, because as a human, we always seek validation. We always want the
Mm.
acknowledgement from other people, whatever we are, whether it's a case of success or failure, or especially when the body shaming, when someone calls you fat, when someone calls you slim, it affects your mind,
Yeah.
and it's like you it's eventually you end up thinking all the time, like, and and if slowly and steadily you start to accept what people say,
Mm.
and yeah, you know that, like, mind is the control house of your body, and it starts reflecting in your actions also. You start
Exactly.
demeaning your life, you start demeaning yourself, you start this have this lack of confidence, you become insensitive, you become this insecure, you have this things which are not at par with the other people.
Mm.
And that's how, like, and I really request people that you should not judge anyone, you should stop judging others, you should just enjoy
Yeah.
your life, let others be also enjoy their life. Yeah, that's what I feel. That, and and through this demeaning story, I try to express that. And like, I have felt that, like, whenever you're going visiting any doctor, they somehow, they if they pinpoint at your this if you're fat, if you pinpoint at your this fatness, or if you pinpoint that you're too slim, if you pinpoint at anything, like when you're in school also, when some kids call you this fatty or something, but when a teacher calls you fatty, come here or comes there, or you sit there in this middle or something, you feel so bad. And yeah, I mean, like, these things affect in a very bad way, so you should stop doing that. You should just let others be, and let don't judge anyone on the basis of this body or anything. Like, you should just have a this stop judging. And because you should not have this prejudice, this all these mannerisms, it doesn't suit your humanity.
Exactly, exactly. That's a great point to be put forward, Neha, because bullying, that is something that happens at every stage of our lives, right? From the kids, maybe the maturity level grows, and at one point of time, the state of it may change, but then everybody goes through this bullying, or that body shaming, and it
Yeah.
literally puts off our confidence, as you rightly mentioned. It definitely acts straight away on the confidence. So we immediately start thinking negative, and those negative thoughts will lead to negative actions. So we at the end of the day, we start behaving so abnormal, like
Yeah.
we put away put away all the strengths we have and focus only on what others said about us. So that is definitely does a very bad thing on our lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a beautiful point. So just live it for yourself. Don't get influenced by what others say. It's If they are saying something about it, that doesn't mean they are perfect enough. So they have their uh, you know
Mhm.
backlogs as well. So they are also not perfect in all the ways. So just accept what you are and just be confident to portray yourself. So thank you so much on that beautiful point, Neha. And yeah, and is it important that we should give wings to our children to fly, and also to make sure that they fly in the right direction? So, what is the story of Kalpavruks says about this concept?
Yeah, I mean, we should definitely give wings to our children, like, and we should also make sure that they fly in the right direction. Because, gee, this childhood is the best part of your life. So you should
Yeah.
cherish it. You should make sure that your children are definitely, enjoying this phase of life, and you should make it memorable for them, actually. And
Mm.
how you have to do it is, like, you have to understand your child, you have to understand your child is like, what are their strengths and what are their weakness. You can't compare a child with the other. You can't just and, like, if someone has achieved x and y, your kid cannot. And you cannot make your child this inferior, that you have not achieved this and this. So you have to understand your child, like, what is your child mind process, like, what is how your child thinks, what is the
Yeah.
reaction, what is the response to your whatever you action you do, what the response and reaction your kid is how they are responding, actually. So you should understand that. And actually, the children always reflect what you are doing. So you have
Exactly.
to understand that, you have to behave that way also. And giving wings, having said that, is like, you have to, what the kids zeal is like, someone is very interested in painting, someone is interested in dancing, someone is interested in like, speaking something like on some particular like stump or kind of thing. So you
Hmm.
should just don't let their zeal subside. You should encourage them. You should tell them that yeah, you can go ahead with this. You can tell them 100 ways to
Yeah.
this optimize these skills, how to they can uplift their this passion. So that's
Hmm.
how that's what I think, like, give them wings to fly, give them whatever they can this make try to make their skills, hone their skills. You should
Yeah.
really enjoy what they are doing, and that's how they can also enjoy.
Exactly. So very, I couldn't agree more on this point, Neha, because see, we also have been the kids before. So I don't know, somehow for some reason, like, when we grow up and have our own kids, we somewhere have to think back what happened in our lives. So, when we went through that phase of life where, our thoughts or, our vision for future or what the passion which we want to do are being cut by our parents. So, they have been abstracting us from doing what we like. So when we have crossed the phase to this phase, and here we need to be more sensible enough to understand where their passion lies. It's not always that everybody does the same. Everybody can't be an engineer, can't be a doctor. If that
Yes.
is the case, this whole thing is meaningless. So let them have their own choices, respect them, try to guide them. That is as duty as a parent, but not stopping them is not our best thing to do. So just say them, guide them as a parents. That is our responsibility. But let them fly. Let them fly and explore, because the young minds are the greatest minds. They are more imaginative than what we ever think they are. So
Yeah.
great, thank you. And okay, so moving on to my next question. So, what do you think about women supporting other women? Will this upright our respect and achievements? Your story somewhere, fill that gap in true sense. So, what is your take on that?
Women supporting a woman actually is very important. Actually, I can say
Mm.
that, because if we understand ourselves, if it's our life and we owe to ourselves. So, and what we know, like as a woman, what we are going through, we understand our problems, right? So it's like it's very easy to understand our problems, and we know it. So when
Yeah,
we know that we are going through this X phase, the same woman on the other hand will be going through the same phase. But rather than understanding, we try to bog her down. We try to gossip. We try to feel jealous and put her down. Like that's I have experienced in every sector, be it in IT, be it in anywhere. As a woman, if you're
yeah,
supporting other women also, if you're trying to fill this gap, I think we are just, we can't stop, no one can stop us, no one can stop the
exactly.
woman actually. Why we are lacking in any industry, be it IT, be it any like women empowerment. If we are supporting women empowerment, we only say it. Is there are only hashtags for it?
Yeah,
Hashtag women empowerment, hashtag women supporting other women. But actually we have to do it. We have to do it
true.
actually, not on only the paper, not only on the social media. We really should mean it, and we have to do it. Because
Mm.
if we support, that's what I'm saying, we will have 100 reasons to celebrate each other's victory. We
Yeah,
don't have time to gossip, we don't have to time for feel jealous and anything. Like we will definitely will rejoice each other's victory. That's what we
true.
should call for. Like as a men also support each other, like all the industries they are dominating. That's what, like, it's true fact. But we don't want to dominate each other. We should be at par with them. We
Yeah,
should be total
exactly.
like at the equal level with them. We should like that's what, and that is the only possible, the foundation for this fact is only when women will support other women. That's what I feel, which but that's what I have experienced.
Exactly. So that's a wonderful point here, Neha, because lot of us only have been talking about women empowerment or uplifting women and things like that in many of the great stages and all. But the dark side of it is women is always jealous of another women. So as long as
Yes.
this happens, as long as the other woman doesn't support. In fact, the same gender will have a more great way of understanding their character, because as a woman you know what other women goes, see, being the same gender, so you have a better chance to understand women from that angle of being the same gender. So when you can do that in a much better way, there is no way that they can stop it from women being empowered. So women supporting women is has to be a great point, that has to be, that wonders will happen if that truly can take place. So ladies and gentlemen, and especially the women, so make sure you support other women. As Neha rightly said, we have 100 ways to rejoice our achievements. So let's not stop someone else from achieving theirs, because everybody will have their share in this universe. So don't just snatch theirs to have yours. That is never possible. So just be positive and help women, other women, and just grow together. So that's how the women can, that's how the real empowerment happens. So great, kudos to you on that point, Neha, especially bringing it up through your book. So with that, I want to move on to my next question. So and I want to know how much it is important to keep your inner self happy. There is a story, I think it's titled as Devi, right? So
Yes.
it exemplifies in the right way. So what do you want to say about this through this story?
The through the Devi story, I really wanted to I wanted really wanted to show that your inner self, your inner this, you know, you're like, what I can say is that you can't pour from an empty glass. You can't pour anything from an empty glass. So you have to keep yourself motivated. You have to keep yourself happy. You can't do anything unless and until you are not happy. So happiness is a major factor which I try to achieve from through my every story. So you can't
Hmm.
store it in a bottle. You can't store it anywhere. You have to feel it. You have to work for it, because like the unhappiness, there are a lot of factors. There are internal external factors. You can be unhappy for no reason. But
Yeah.
happiness, you have to work for happiness. You have to make yourself happy. You have to find ways what makes you happy. You have to understand yourself, that how you can make yourself happy, or you can say how to find these. You can find a hobby, you can find any job, you can do anything, but you have to feel it, you have
Hmm.
to enjoy it. That's how you can achieve anything. If you're doing any job, you're not like feeling it, you're not enjoying it, you can't do it for so long, and it can you are just dragging it. So that's what I wanted to show through my Devi stories. Like, unless and until you are not enjoying it, unless and until you are not happy at the end of the day, you can't, then you are not this I can say that you can't then it's your life is not this exciting and interesting at the same time. At the end of the day, like after 50 years, you'll say, oh, I have struggled for these years, but there was not a single day when I was happy. So you have to enjoy your life, you have to work hard. At the same time, working hard is equally important as long as it's being happy. So
Yeah.
that's what I really want people to know, is that every single day, make it memorable, make it a point that you are enjoying it.
Hmm. I so resonate. In fact, I think everybody resonates with this point, because the whole book of it, the essence of the book is talking about happiness, and happiness is the key for everything, right, ladies and gentlemen? At the end of the day, whatever we do in life, the byproduct is the happiness. Only to be happy we do things, right? Not because we want to be unhappy we do that. So, but at the same time, it's not available for free. Happiness is not available for free. We have to literally make it a point that we get it, we buy it, because most of the time we are lost, in thoughts or negative things, and end up being unhappy, more close to unhappiness. So we have to literally grab our happiness, and it is pretty much in our hands, and more close to our brain, more close to our thoughts. So like how Neha said, if our brain is, if we are trying to fill this already filled up glass, so there's no point, like, we're not adding anything extra flavor to it, but you
Yeah.
have to empty it, we have to empty it before you add something in. So only then you can enjoy the, rejoice the life, or enjoy the flavors of this life. So remember, when you are happy, you can make everybody else in this world happy. Everybody,
Yeah.
at least everybody around you would be happy if you are happy. So that is
Yeah, and
one base. Hmm.
yeah, and
Yes,
nobody's
Neha.
perfect, and nobody's perfect. No one is like, if you say that, oh, he or she is uploading so many photos on Facebook, or like, we are so
Oh,
happy,
yeah,
we are doing selfie thing, we are all this. I can say only say nobody's perfect, and perfection or happiness can be only found by accepting your imperfections. So you have to
exactly.
accept your imperfections, you have to accept your insecurities, you have to accept everything like which is
Yeah,
surrounding you. Just go ahead, feel it, feel your day, and be in a moment, enjoy every moment.
exactly, exactly. So because it's always, we either, most of the times, I think 99% of the times, we either think of what happened in in the past, or
What
just think
will
what
be
is going to
ahead?
happen in the future. So we never try to stay at the present moment, but that is the most important. So ladies and gentlemen, make this a very valid note. Live the moment. Live the moment, and try to have that happiness in every point of life. So we never know. Everybody will go through ups and downs in life. Like Neha said, if we see somebody putting up in their social media,
Yeah,
and their happy
we
face,
end up we
yeah,
end up
so that
thinking like,
doesn't mean.
oh,
Exactly. See, that truly doesn't mean they're happy. They are
no.
just, yeah, putting an, what is that? Just made up face, and putting it on the social media for a different purpose. Not that they are happy with it. So when
They
you want
could
to find
be.
it,
Yeah. Yeah, I
mm,
mean, they could be. I'm just saying that ki you have to accept your imperfections. If your day is not going well, no, no, not a worry. Don't worry. Just accept it and make it like memorable at the end of the day. Just don't make it waste. Don't make it waste your any single day. Every single day counts.
yeah. So don't go by others' happiness. Don't go by others' feelings.
Yeah.
Don't go by others' reactions. Just go within yourself to
Yes.
really feel that happiness. So don't just judge by what others are trying to show you in front of your eyes. So that is not always true.
Yeah,
So
and
they mm,
yeah, and through my this Devi story, what I'm like showing, she's a middle-aged woman, and no matter what, she's just happy. She's enjoying her passion, whatever the people
yeah,
circumstances is, whatever it's happening around, she's just happy, and she is enjoying what single moment is like, she's going through. Yeah, so like that's
exactly.
what my book is all about. It's like live in live in the moment, cherish your life.
Exactly. So that's collect the moments, collect the happy moments, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. Don't brood over the past, and don't overthink of the future. So just enjoy the present. So, and for that, there is this lovely book which you can just buy over the Amazon, and just grab it, the Kindle version, if you're an online reader. And yep, this is a wonderful book for those of you, from the insights what Neha has shared. This is definitely going to be a beautiful book to read. So just grab it as soon as possible and get reading and start enjoying it. And thank you so much, Neha, for such valuable inputs. And we appreciate that you have taken time today to share your experiences and the knowledge with our lovely audience and our Pick a Book members and the team as well. So thank you so much. And yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from Neha and Pick a Book today. So, I'm sure you all must have enjoyed this session as much as we enjoyed conversing with. And thank you, everybody who are in the room and who are watching us live. So, take care. See you all next week with a great stuff. Thank you. Bye. See you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.